Hello, this is Apocrypha from Apoc Industries, and welcome to episode 1 of Nightfall. We're going to have to get going right away here. You'll notice we have a clock in the corner. This is going to be much more important for this series than it has been in past series. You may also notice that there's a lot more biters on the map. So I've been finding that one of the ways that I really like to play Factorio is with lots of biters and lots of action and getting attacked and having to build walls and defenses and stuff. And in Tundra Terror and in the Ashlands, I just wasn't finding that. And I think that I found the settings that'll allow that to be the case this time around. So we are going to take another stab at doing a series where our life is really going to be on the line. I did a trial run with these settings, and by the second night, biters were swarming. So we're hoping that we will get to see some action. Possibly not in this first episode, but certainly by the second. I'm not sure exactly how long the days are. I guess we'll find out, though. It's also using 24-hour time, but that's fine. We're doing our usual startup things, getting some iron to set up some burner miners, using those burner miners to mine up some iron, and while that is mining, we are looking for coal, and obviously chopping down some trees, because that is literally what I'm doing, is chopping down trees. But what's most important for us early in the game is going to be coal. So as long as we don't get too close to these biters, I'm pretty sure that they'll kind of leave us alone. Maybe. We're gonna stay back from them anyway. We don't have too much of a plan other than our usual start, at least in the beginning. Come on now. There we go. Used to having that over there now. Alright, so with 4 miners set up here, we'll probably go and set up a couple of miners on coal, because coal is something that I don't like having to be breaking rocks for. I just do it out of necessity at the beginning of the game. But there's a nice little tiny coal patch here that we can use. Here we are, and blop. Now those will start generating coal for us. We're gathering some wood so that we can make some boxes, and also so that we can make some telephone poles when the time comes. And we will get probably another 2 burners, I would say, 2 burner miners on iron, and then go up and slap a couple on coal. We'll probably also want to get some on stone, but we'll see. We'll stop by our coal and grab some of that before we go and plant our copper miners. If we see any big rocks, we'll also grab those because it's, hey, free coal. I'm not sure what time Nightfall is, but I guess we shall see. Most of the stuff is pretty standard early game stuff. Once we get some copper, we can build our We can start building our first electricity and then building our first lab. So we might as well start getting the stuff that we need for that. This is also going to include some power poles. Where do we want to build this power? I think we'll build it right here. Seems like a good enough place. It's gonna also have to be defensible though, so perhaps we should build it a little closer to home down here. Actually, maybe we can make use of this little patch. Did I make one of these? I don't think so. Maybe we can make use of this little patch right here of water and build our power off of that. Let's do that. Cool. That'll be good enough for now. And we'll actually turn this around the other way. There we go. We'll take that. You can use some of that. We'll get you a burner inserter. And as usual, we'll space things out the way that we always space things out. Oh, forgot to build a lab. I'm gonna need some more, probably copper. Yeah. Should also grab some coal while we're down here. And I'll actually build a couple more burner miners. There we go. And I'll get those put down on iron if we can. These are not lining up today. That's good. We still need more copper before we can build our science labs, so let's get up there. Looks like it's about 7 o'clock and things are starting to get a little dark. Our pollution hasn't touched anybody yet. We do have some oil right up there, which is kind of nice. Let's see. A lab. There we go. And we'll need a couple of red science packs. We'll get those going. Alright, there we go. And then as our science becomes ready, we will plug it into our science machine. I suppose we should probably actually start researching something too. There's obviously going to be automation. We're also going to be grabbing military relatively early because the biters will start to get pretty aggressive. Hopefully not tonight, though. We don't want them to be aggressive tonight. They can start being aggressive, like, tomorrow night. Alright. The last of our research in here. Boom. Okay, and we're at 8 o'clock, and things are definitely dark now. I assume that midnight is probably around when attacks will be the most prevalent. It looks like day-night cycle will run about 20 minutes, which would actually kind of line up nicely with episode length, if we decided to do that. Alright, automation is almost done. As soon as that finishes, we will craft a couple of automators. In the meantime, we might just... we do want to get logistics as well. I think we're going to risk it and get logistics first. Make ourselves a couple of these, and 1, 2, 3, 4 of these, and start crafting green circuits using those because I don't like handcrafting green circuits, as we've been through, I'm sure. And as always, I'm never quite sure how best to do this for some reason. You'd think that I would have it down by now, given how many times I've started this game over, but honestly, I just never know. Alright, so here we're going to be making some copper wire, electronic circuits, and we are going to cap this because we may at some point actually put some materials like fed into this. I'm not sure if we'll be able to actually get a bus up and running right away. Whoops. Things are very dark. It is 10 o'clock, 10:30. These are doing fine, as is expected. Another couple of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I guess next we'll set up our science, probably for the best. To get science set up fairly early. And we also don't have any telephone poles, so we're going to grab some of them. Now what am I doing? I want to make this the opposite of the other one here, so that it can output upwards. Does that make sense? Oh man, I don't know what I'm doing. I'll be perfectly honest. There we go. This can output up here, and we'll make a second science lab. You can go like this, like that, like that. And you are going to be gears, you are going to be red science, you are going to get some materials, and we need one more inserter, which is going to go here. There we go. We will also, I think, have a box here, which will... No, that's obviously not what we want. Have a box here, which is going to give us a few iron gears. Not too many, though. Alright. Should really be paying better attention to our stuff. Alright, we've passed midnight and haven't been attacked yet. That's, I think, a good sign. Let's build a couple of radars in the meantime, so that we can have a better view of what is going on. There. And that will take our electricity usage quite a bit higher. But that's alright, I think we can spare it. Okay, we do also have a lot of wood. Let's make some more telephone poles. Make sure that these guys are full. The next thing that I think we're going to want to make is some ammo. So we'll get a couple of assembly machines and another 1, 2, 3, 4. Although, you know, I think maybe just having one assembly machine constantly working on ammo will be better than having two of them. Usually I make two so that they can make ammo faster, but I think it will be okay just having the one. So, let's do that. We'll have you... I don't know. Try to be at least a little bit consistent. But, I mean, really not, I must say. We'll have you making ammo and give you a bunch of iron. And we don't need to limit that. But let's limit it anyway. How are you doing? You're doing alright. Okay. Great. So we're at 2 in the morning and haven't died. Haven't been attacked yet. That's consistent with my test playthrough. It was the second night where things got really interesting. So that is what we are probably going to expect. Our next science that we grab is definitely going to be military, though, so that we can have, we can start getting turrets, and we can start getting, like the submachine gun, you know, stuff like that. You know, it probably would not hurt to just make some armor as well. We can, so let's do it. Next up is going to be military. Military will serve us better at this point than turrets, so we will get that. And the reason that I say that military will serve us better than turrets is because we are much more mobile than turrets. Eventually, like in the long run, turrets are going to be much better at protecting us than our body, because our body will not be able to get around fast enough to cover all of our all the parts of our base. Like, for example, if we get attacked over here by our coal, then it takes us a while to run over here. Which reminds me, we should maybe get some miners set up on stone so we can start making some stone paths through here. Let's do that. Let's grab a couple of burner mining drills and set them up on stone. There we go. And then we'll be able to build some stone paths around here. That'll be helpful. Make sure that everything here is stocked up. Make sure everything here is stocked up. I think we're doing alright for day 1 here. There we go, got some stone bricks. Just plop those right there. Oh, we also need to be making some transport belts, so that'll be the next bit of automation that we set up. And next science that we grab is going to be turrets. And we might actually put some fast inserters on here. This is going to be gears, this is going to be transport belts, and you are going to be at least a little bit limited. Boink, 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 and boink. There we go. We may actually replace all of these with fast inserters. Because fast inserters are faster. Now you know. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And science, maybe it's not so important. We do need to build another boiler, though. And we have finally run out of coal in here. Well, it looks like our first night, as we expected, was not too bad. We got some very important science set up. We're not going to worry too much about going towards electronics, which is one of the prerequisites for the faster assemblers, which we would need for setting up green science. We're not going to worry about that too much right now. We'll just set up another couple of boilers here, I think. Sorry, one extra boiler and 2 more steam engines. And then we'll, in the next episode, start looking at delivering a coal line over here somewhere, instead of having to run these on, boxes of coal. Which, I mean, I'm all for boxes of coal, but there's a better way. So with that in mind, I think that we are in a good position right now at the beginning of Nightfall. We've made it through our first night without incident. I don't expect that we'll be able to say the same for our second night. So with that in mind, thank you for watching Nightfall Episode 1, and I hope to catch you next time.